Hello and welcome to my Tomb Raider 2 Remastered stream. I started this yesterday, but there was a Twitch issue where Twitch actually shut the stream off, and the broadcast from the PlayStation was still running. And I decided to just end the stream where it had actually crashed and ended. So we're just going to continue on from where we were. We're up this part in Venice where we're going to get in the boat. Ah, damn. Forgot to open that one. Ryu, we are back with Tomb Raider 2 Judgment Day. Welcome back to you, Ryu.
No.
Oh, I fucking did that yesterday. Jesus Christ.
Uh-huh.
Good morning, Lizzie. How's it going? Hey there, Senny. Welcome on in. We are indeed in Venezia. Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, I ended it with Edward getting drunk and passing out. But yeah, it was good. Did about a 3-hour stream. I took on one of the legendary ships and defeated it, but I had to, like, I tried a couple of different ones. It really is. It really was the perfect way to end the day with Edward. I was having a look at the position on Twitch for categories of Skull and Bones, and I think it was like the 20. I think it was on the 22nd or 23rd placing. Black Flag, of course, you know, didn't have as many viewers. But that's to be expected, though, I guess. I did Crooked, yeah. Yeah, it's funny, there's been some streams where I haven't done that. But there have been some other streams where I have. Not that it really, you know, makes a difference to the channel or something. But I thought I'd try that this year, just put like a welcome message. Did you like how the soundtrack here sounds a lot like The Four Seasons by Vivaldi, an Italian composer? Yeah, I don't actually know like what this one in particular is called, but wouldn't be surprised if it's the actual same one. You can also listen to that music in Lara Croft's manor as well, interacting with the stereo that she has. Yeah, diving in Venice's canals. Lovely water. Very clean. Nice to drink out of. Grid has an extra smell you don't get anywhere else. In France they call it eau de toilet. Hello, Mariana. Hope it's going well. Hello there, Rosie. Hope it's going well. Mariana, you're doing good. Oh, that's excellent. That's great to hear. Very happy with the remasters and how are you doing? Yeah, the remasters are great. I really like what they did with 1 and 2 so far. It'll be interesting to see as well what they've done with Tomb Raider 3. And as for me, I'm doing well. Things are going good. Having a good Friday. Almost the weekend. Thanks, Mariana. Yeah. Rosie, when you switch to classic mode, is it identical to the original? It is, yeah. Yeah, the textures and the way that Lara looks and the effects of the water and all that kind of stuff.
No.
Rosie moves, gunplay and such, the feel. Ah, yes, the Shadow Realm. Yeah, I mean, in Tomb Raider 1, when you switch to the old school graphics, they still give you the ability to move the camera around, like they do in the remastered graphics. But in Tomb Raider 1, what you can't do originally is do a roll in midair. But for the remastered version, they added that in as a thing. No. 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 Thanks for redeeming that, Ryu. Did someone forget to program the textures here? No, that's just like an old school trick that you can do in the games. Have Lara, on certain things, clip through and go to the top. Video game glitches make you walk on air. They do.
Aha. Aha.
Hello there, Lynch Mob. How's things going? Liz, are you doing okay, given your current situation? Well, that's definitely fair enough as well. Alright, finally found where I had to go.
Uh-huh.
Hey Game God, you also bought Tomb Raider 1 to 3 Remastered and it's my fault, is it? Ah, gotcha. Crystal Dynamics will have to give me a commission then. How's it going? Lynch Bob, you doing well? Just tired from work and can't wait to finish Mafia 3 and Vampire later. Well, that's good, Lynch Mob. I'm glad that you're going well. And I hope that you get some good rest later as well. And that you enjoy the rest of your experience with those games. Game God, you pay the freaking man. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Thanks for redeeming those, Lynchmob. Game got it shocking they used the menu from the OG games and not make changes to it. You mean like the remastered graphics menu? I actually like it that they didn't completely change stuff like that. I think I read that they wanted to make additions, not necessarily make like massive overhauls and stuff. It's why I still like the fact that the sound effects and music, even in the remastered graphics, are the same. It kind of helps make the game still feel the way that they did back when they came out, in terms of like how they control if you're playing with the 10 controls and stuff. Lizzie, later today someone is coming over to talk about your living situation. Well, that's definitely good, Lizzie. I hope that something great can come out of that. Okay, so I've got an Arnie movie scene impression. Oh, great. That's just great. I did not kill him. We do not have long before the T-1000 acquires our position. Arguing with Kyle Reese puts us at a strategic disadvantage. Bite me. That is a very immature response. So you're the one I've been waiting for all my life. How is he? Still breathing. Good. Then you should be able to mate with Kyle Reese in this timeline. Okay, we're not having this conversation again. We know that your son will be John Connor and that the machines cannot be defeated without him. I do not see a choice. The story of my life. Look, and it's not just mating. I'm supposed to fall in love with him? My files do not deal with love. Shocker there. You're being emotional. This is my life. I wouldn't mind being consulted once in a while about how it's going to go. That is from Terminator, essentially 5. Terminator Genesis, or Genesis, or Genesis, or Genesis, or Genesis, or Genesis. I don't do movie scene impressions from many of Arnold's other later Terminator movies, but there we go. The other day I did one too for Terminator 3. Um, but yeah, and now I'll get that Red Dead 2 quote. You know, we're gonna need to come up with a better story for that scar. So, freezing, bleeding, starving, damn near getting eaten to death ain't good enough for you? That's between Arthur and John Marston. Ryu terminated Sega Genesis. That's a good way to put it. The funny thing is, now with Dark Fate being a thing, I would definitely say that I think Genesis is a little bit of a better Terminator movie, but not by much though. Lenchmob, thank you so very much for subscribing. Lenchmob, thank you very much for doing that. I really do appreciate it. That's awesome of you to do. Game God, what the heck is going on? Good question.
Aha.
Terminator does follow a similar pattern to Star Wars. First two are beloved classics like the original trilogy. 3 and Salvation are polarizing entries that still have fans but also many detractors, just like the prequel trilogy. Genesis and Dark Fate are agenda-driven catastrophes that ruin the lore and characters like the sequel trilogy. Yeah, it's like so many franchises. The longer they go on for, the potential for them becoming stale or carbon copies of the same things from before or shadows of their former selves just becomes higher and higher and higher as well. And I think there comes a point where it's just like there's no point getting upset about these things. Like they'll just do whatever they do and 20, 30, 60, 70, 100 years from now, they'll be doing more stuff to these franchises later when we're all dead. So, you know. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of similarities between how franchises are treated, especially long-running ones when they come up with new entries and what they try and do and all that kind of stuff. Some things just need to end and never be continued.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Lynch Mob, you weren't a fan of Salvation besides the action scenes in it, but it just goes to show we should just stop making sequels after a very successful trilogy sometimes. That is very true. You know, like, there's nothing else really to be gained by doing way more than's necessary. Because things start to become a bit redundant, and that's when people start to try and come up with ridiculous concepts to put into these things that then get the green light, and then we end up with something that is ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I remember when I was much younger, after Terminator 2 had come out, like I remember, you know, talking in the schoolyard about, oh, you know, wouldn't it be cool if they did another one, you know, Terminator 3 and all that kind of stuff. And then about, what is it, 10, 11 years after, then we actually get Terminator 3, and I went to see it, and I enjoyed it for what it was and everything, but there was definitely a lot of stuff where it was like, this is just retreading the sequel, the second one, all over again. Now granted, Terminator 2 structurally is very similar to the first movie. You have the opening sequence, which shows the future war happening. Then you have two characters sent back in time. In Terminator 1, it's the T-800 to kill Sarah Connor. and Kyle Reese to protect her. And then in Terminator 2, it's the T-800 reprogrammed back in the past to protect John Connor, and another Terminator sent by Skynet of a different model and far superior going back, you know. But the thing about Terminator 2 that is very different than Terminator 1 is that it turns things on their head a bit, because you have moments where the T-800 is trying to help Sarah, but she's so used to the T-800 being the enemy that she doesn't trust it. And that's something that doesn't just stop straight away once she realizes that it's been reprogrammed, of course. And for many years, fans had wanted a third movie to actually be in the future wartime period. But when Terminator 3 was made, they decided to do two Terminators. One gets sent back in the past. One is there to protect, has been reprogrammed. There's an even more superior Terminator than the T-1000 in Terminator 2, sent back by Skynet to, you know, do whatever. The slight difference, of course, is the Terminator that gets sent back to kill is not just there to kill John Connor, is also to kill the lieutenants that in the future become John Connor's lieutenants, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And then there's the twist that it's John Connor's future wife that is the one who sent the reprogrammed Terminator back in time to protect everyone, you know. So there are things that are different, but structurally it's the same thing as Terminator 2 and Terminator 1. And then you get Salvation, which does actually go into the future wartime period, but they change the aesthetic for how things look. And there's a difference between upgrading things quality-wise and still keeping the same aesthetic. But they throw out the aesthetic that they had established in the first two movies, and even the third movie, because the third movie shows the future war sequence as well. But they throw that out the window in an actual movie based in that time period. And that was a bit of a missed opportunity, visually. But yeah, eventually it's like, enough is enough. In a perfect world, the perfect Terminator trilogy would be Terminator 3, set in the future war time period. Main character again is Kyle Reese, like he was in the first Terminator movie. Well, I mean, Sarah's the main character as well. We've got two main characters. And actually have that movie end with Kyle Reese being sent back in time to 1984. That way, if you were to watch the movies back to back, you could literally watch all three movies twice and keep the loop going. I mean, Michael Biehn, you can definitely tell he's older in Terminator 2 director's cut in the scenes that he's in than he was in the original, in the first Terminator movie. But if they had done the third Terminator movie around 1993 or 1994, he still would have looked well enough to be Kyle Reese in, you know, around the time that he was in Terminator 2. Like, he'd look a bit older, of course, but he'd still make it believable. Rosie, they keep scaling up when they should scale back. Get rid of all the crazy shit and make a chase movie. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things that could be done in the Terminator universe to make it still match what had come before.
Uh-huh.
If there was ever a really good example of why having a 360-degree camera movement in this remaster comes in really handy, is because normally you would have to hope that you've got the alignment right, because in the remaster you can also do the look, and this is good because I can actually show the limitations of the original version's look mechanic when you wanted to see around where you could go. No joke, that's as far as I can move the camera that way or that way when doing the look mode. But with a 360-degree movement in the remaster version, it's easier to move it so you can see at least where you need to go. In the remaster, when you switch to old school graphics, you can still do the 360-degree camera movement. But in the very original version, you can't do 360-degree camera movement like that. And someone has forgotten to open that up. Good thing I saved in this spot. Let's do that again, but not without losing health. But without losing health. The face of the original version looks like a Bobo from the Double Dragon games. Yeah, Bobo, if they ever thought of making Double Dragon into a 3D game for PS1. Yeah. Lynchmob, that seems helpful with the camera movement. Used to hate it when you missed the jump in the original game. Me too as well, Lynchmob. And it's just something that it doesn't make the game too easy. It just helps orient yourself to where you need to go. Something that I think would have been interesting to add for a remaster, and I don't know how they could have actually incorporated it, but it would have been cool to have the option for a mini map and also a map where you can actually have a look at what doors you've already opened and which ones you haven't yet.
Uh-huh.
That's cool. So there's some pictures that they've also added that weren't there in the original. Nice. Mariana, I'm strong now. Yeah, an Angel of Darkness. The system of increasing Lara's upper and lower body strength. I feel stronger now. Mariana, just like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh, that's okay, Mariana. Thank you so very much for being here and for watching. I really hope you have a good day or night, and thank you for stopping in and for chatting for a bit as well. No worries at all, Mariana. And thank you. I definitely will have a good one.
Uh-huh.
Hey there, Stan. You just hacking completed all collectibles in Unity. Man, that was painful. GG's on getting all that done. Can definitely be very time consuming as well. Stan, 173 locked chests. It's just crazy the amount of chests that there are in that game to collect and open up. Just insane.
Uh-huh. 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 Uh-huh.
Adding things like the lights is really cool.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Wonderful picture, Raptor. Thank you so very much. Welcome on in. I really like when there's a moon at night, especially in video games too that have photo mode. Raptor, thank you so very much for the 35 bits. Thank you very, very much for that. Thank you. How's things going for you? Hey, Hermione. Welcome. I'm doing really good, thank you. Things are going well. How about yourself? Raptor, you're good. You're stuck at work. Well, I'm glad that you're going good, but I hope that work goes quickly. I hope it's not going to go slowly and drag on for you.
Aha. 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 Aha.
Hermione, you too. Thanks for asking. As always, you don't have too much time to be here, so you know it's coming. Arnie impression, nice. Thank you. Well, I'm glad to hear that things are going well also, Hermione. Nice one. Sigs, sleek swans, swiftly skated on slippery satin surfaces. Sally swiftly sews 7 silk scarves, slowly slipping stitches, slyly savoring seamless symmetry. Amidst the mystic mists, 6 slippery snails silently slithered, swiftly switching their shimmering shells, skillfully confusing curious spectators. 12 tricky tramps trotted through thick thickets. Thank you for redeeming that, and what a very unique impression to redeem. Thank you, thank you. That was quite clever. What a tongue twister. It's so funny because I'm concentrating on making sure I'm saying the words correctly in the impression. It makes me go through it a little bit slower just to actually make it the accent. If I was to say it with my normal voice, 6 sleek swans swiftly skated on slippery satin surfaces. Sally swiftly sews 7 silk scarves, slowly slipping stitches, slyly savoring seamless slivered. See? But thank you for redeeming that, though. Hermione, yeah, much more difficult when you have to say it in your own voice. It definitely trip over a lot of the words, especially seeing as English isn't your first language. Oh yeah, that'd be even more complex as well to be able to do, and do quickly as well. Yeah, Raptor, it really is. Yeah, I like it when games that get remastered actually do that. Um, Another game that I've played that got the similar treatment was Secret of Monkey Island and the sequel, Monkey Island 2: LeChuck's Revenge. For the special edition versions of those two games, they remastered the graphics and you could switch between the remastered and the old school ones. Those two games were a bit different though, because originally they didn't have voice acting, so not only did they change the graphics for the remastered versions, but they also added voice work to the first two games that weren't there in the original version, which was really cool because Dominic Armato, who plays Guybrush Threepwood, um, starting with Curse of Monkey Island, which was the third game, they got him back to do the voice of Guybrush for the remasters of 1 and 2. So I thought that was quite cool. And he came back for the new one as well that they did recently. And I'll tell you what, as a big fan of... Well, I like Monkey Island 2, but I never finished it. But I'm a big fan of Secret of Monkey Island. And as a big fan of that, it was so cool to hear Dominic as Guybrush say the lines that I'd only ever was able to read in text form before. It is pretty good, Rapsy. Yeah, I thought it was quite good as well when they do that kind of stuff. I'm hoping they do a similar thing for the Resident Evil trilogy, the first three games. Ouch. Hermione Guybrush Threepwood is such a unique, funny name. It really, really is. I can't believe I didn't save it after this part. Whoops.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's funny too, because in that first Monkey Island game, there's a character that you can talk to, and you can tell the character what your name is, and when he says that his name's Guybrush Threepwood, the other guy laughs, and then you can follow that up with asking him what his name is, and when he responds, he says, Mancomb Seepgood. And in Black Flag, there's a assassin contract where you have to kill a guy, and he does this speech, and he basically talks himself up, and he mentions the name Mancomb Seepgood. There's a few other references to Monkey Island in that game too. In the mission with Bartholomew Roberts, when you're escaping after you find the glass vial, he says, there's nothing like the hot winds of hell blowing in your face, which is something that the villain LeChuck says in Secret of Monkey Island. And then there's another reference that I found only recently, where there's these enemies talking, and one of them says something on the lines of, sword fighting is a little like making love. It's not what you say, it's not always what you do, but what you say. And then the other guy insults him, and then the guy has a comeback that's very weak. And that's a reference to a line from Monkey Island, where the guy teaching Guybrush how to insult sword fight does that analogy of sword fighting is like making love. It's not always what you do, but what you say. And he's the one that teaches Guybrush some insults that he can use. But then you have to go and learn some more. So I really enjoyed those references in Black Flag to Monkey Island. Indeed, Raptor. Yeah, Lara and unlimited handguns. I hope in the next Tomb Raider game that they're doing that they actually have them. I mean, there's been an official look at the new version of Lara Croft, and it's a combination of old school with what she's wearing and the dual pistols, and also the necklace that with the pendant that the reboot version has from the most recent trilogy of games. Oh, that's okay, Hermione. That's no worries at all. There might even be more that I haven't actually come across, but it wasn't until I did my anniversary playthroughs of Assassin's Creed Black Flag where I did one where I was showcasing all the dialogue for the NPCs, but also for the enemies in levels. And the mission where you have to kill Lawrence Prince, I normally go around the left side of the mansion. I never actually go around the right side. And around the right side of the mansion, there's a group of characters, and they're the ones that say the dialogue about the sword fighting.
Uh-huh.
Hermione, I love that you're so thorough in your gaming. It's actually very inspiring. Oh, thanks, Hermione. Yeah, I wanted to really, really do a deep dive into Black Flag last year to celebrate its 10th anniversary, and I thought, what ways could I do that? And I was like, I know, I'll try and hear as much dialogue as possible. But it's crazy with the NPCs how much dialogue there actually is. Like, I kept a notepad of all the dialogue, not word for word, but just the gist of it, so I could remember whether I had heard it or not before. And it was just crazy, like the amount of lines of notepad that I actually took up for that was just insane. If I have a look at my showcase run, there's like so many different bits of dialogue, like NPCs in different locations saying different things in different cities and all that kind of stuff. It's just there's over 100 or 200 or 300 bits of dialogue, and even then there's probably some I missed as well. Hermione, I bet if you spoke French for Unity or Old Norse for Valhalla, etc., there's a lot more dialogue you could have found. Very, very true. That is very, very true. Like random NPC chatter, Italian, etc. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just crazy how much they record. And that was a game from 2013 as well. Like you look at games like Red Dead 2 that have over like probably, I don't know, 6,000, 7,000 lines of dialogue just for the NPCs, you know. Maybe not that many, but it's a hell of a lot. It really is, Hermione. There's just so much that's packed into that. Look at how much of a difference in kind of like atmosphere and feel adding some things like that actually does. I really like that kind of choice where they add things in spots where it's cool that they've added stuff. I do, Hermione. Yeah, I'll just post a link to it in chat. There we go.
Uh-huh.
Hermione, thanks. You're in here so often, you might as well join your Discord as well. You think you actually did join at the beginning, but you left a lot of channels that you weren't active in. Oh, that's fair enough, Hermione. That's no worries at all. Is your username the same as your Twitch one? Oh, nice. Oh, that's good. That definitely makes it easier.
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ.
Uh-huh.
They definitely keep you on your toes in these old school Tomb Raider games.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Alright, so that's just for a secret. I'm not worried about getting the secrets. In this game, they made the secrets items that you had to pick up. I like how even the camera triggers the sound effect of being underwater. In Tomb Raider 2, when you have the flare out, it lasts for a decent amount of time. In the original version of Tomb Raider 3, at least, they shortened it. I wonder if for this remaster they kept the length of how long the flare lasts in Tomb Raider 3 the same, or if they've made it so that the flare in 3 actually goes for as long as the flare in 2. Hermione, these Venice levels are so magical. They really are. Yeah, and then you got the Maria Doria ship as well. It's another great location in the game. And I love the monastery as well. Hermione, yeah, definitely look forward to that part. Might not be able to join you live, but oh, that's fair enough, Hermione. Yeah, because I don't know how far I'll get in this stream before I feel like ending. It's just a shame that the other stream that I started, Twitch actually disconnected for some reason. My broadcast was still going on the PlayStation 5's end, but the stream itself had stopped on Twitch. And I decided not to continue because I would have had to turn my broadcast on the PlayStation off, which would have made it a separate VOD anyway, and I didn't feel like having to splice together two different VODs and then upload them. So I just let it slide. But I was hoping in that stream to actually at least get the first two Venice levels done. But oh well. Monastery, you might have completely forgotten that part. It's been ages since you played these games. Yeah, I love the atmosphere in that one, the way that they've put it together. You're picturing like medieval European monasteries, but it's of course the Tibetan one. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. I like the some of the music that plays there. Like some of the music that plays there plays in other parts of the game before it, but there's certain parts in that part that really fits well.
Uh-huh.
Mind you, Lara's very slim to be able to fit between those metal barriers. So true. Clips right through them.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Come on, everything's possible when you're well, just polygons weighing nothing. Exactly. And that reminds you, regarding video games being fake, you read a shower thought somewhere online that actually digital light sources in video uses real electricity? What? Really? Interesting. Never would have thought of that. Hermione. Well, think about it. It's perfectly reasonable. Your PC and console uses real electricity. That's true. Oh yeah, Hermione, that's no worries at all. Definitely understandable. Thank you so very much for leaving the lurk. And yeah, I've had fun as well. I'm glad that you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for being here. And you take care as well. Thank you very much. Thanks for leaving the lurk. This is the kind of crazy jumping that you need to do, that if you were just playing this your first time, not looking at a guide, not knowing anything about how you're supposed to jump, it might be like, shit, where do I go? Because there's no compass. I mean, there is a compass, but it's not like it functions the way that you would expect in a modern game for it to function. There's some tricky jumps in these games that the jump required seems so not the right kind of jump to do, but it ends up being the right one to do. No, Lynch Mob. I haven't played it all the way through. I played the original years and years ago, but never got into it. But I would like to try again at some point in the future.
Uh-huh.
Lynch Mob, you've been thinking about buying the remaster version for PS5 because you'd never played it before? Yeah. I don't really know why I didn't get into it at the time. I guess I probably didn't give it enough time with the fact that you have to, shoot the limbs of enemies in very specific points to actually kill them fully. And maybe at the time I just wasn't patient enough.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Hey Casper, how'd the rest of Skull Flag go? Skull and Flag, Flag and Bones. It went well. I managed to get one of the legendary ships that I attempted defeated. I tried the one that has the very powerful ram and can basically turn almost 180 degrees or 360 degrees on the spot instantly. And then I tried the two at once. And then I finally tried one of the other ones. I think it was the ghost one. And I got that done. And then I finished off the stream with Edward getting drunk and passing out. Like a true pirate would. Lynch Mob, both Tomb Raider and
Uh-huh.
Prince of Persia are your favorite jumping platform games you ever play? Yeah, they're really cool franchises. Um, I remember the first Prince of Persia game I played. Super Nintendo had you would essentially call it a remake nowadays, but it was a completely overhauled version of the original Prince of Persia, but released on the Super Nintendo. And that was my first experience with Prince of Persia. And the same year that I played that one actually and got it as a I think it was a Christmas gift when I was about 10 years old. Um, that same year the second one had come out, The Shadow and the Flame, but I never played that one until a few years after and rented it, but never finished it. And then a couple of years ago I finally finished that game because I did a marathon of Prince of Persia games. So Tomb Raider had everything in it that, as a fan of Prince of Persia, I could possibly want as well. So it worked out great. And that's why I also like Uncharted and Assassin's Creed as well. And before someone says, Assassin's Creed began as a Prince of Persia title, I know it did. But I really do like these style of games. Oh yeah, Lynch Mob Warrior Within. Yeah, that's celebrating its 20th anniversary this year as well. It's such a great soundtrack. Lynch Mob 9-year-old you was always scared when the monster was chasing you in that game. Oh yeah, the Dahaka. Yeah, I could definitely see and understand why that would give you that reaction. I just remember that trap looks like a punching bag. It actually does. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Yeah. Casper, Lara, heal yourself. No.
Believe me, but it's not quite the same now, is it?
Someday you will get a speeding ticket for that tongue, Fabio.
It's just a gut feeling that maybe you are wrong to look there.
Is your belief so fragile? Relax. Breathe deep. The gut, Fabio. It's no more direction than a simple through and out. Honest, but not in heart. When my father left when I was a boy, he confided to me that he was enlightened. Echoed by something greater than impulse. He possessed the Seraph. But he was just a disciple in this design. His death, plotting a path to be sought by the One, his son. You understand? Have faith, Fabio. Not gut rot. We are searching the right place.
I know it. I believe it, Marco.
Good. Heroes, have you fixed that rail yet?
Alrighty then. Ending the stream now. Next stream of this will be on Monday. Next stream you'll see from me will be Red Dead Redemption 2. If you see me streaming Red Dead Redemption 2, then you know it's the weekend for me. Working on my annual playthrough. I might be finishing it this weekend, which would then mean the game to replace Red Dead 2 would be Red Dead 1 to do my annual playthrough of that as well. But in any case, this weekend, Red Dead Redemption 2, and if I finish it, the following weekend will be Red Dead Redemption 1. But I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. We're going to go and raid out 2 crocodiles, and he's playing Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. So we'll go and raid crocodiles. Casper, I just came back. Yeah, if I didn't have what happened the other day, well, for the other stream of this, where Twitch decided that the stream needed to end, I would have been a bit further than this, but that's enough for me today. Plus, I did that stream of Black Flag as well. So there's a general raid message and a follower-only message. Also put in one that has some, or rather has the not Prince of Persia. There's also that variation of free follower emote. And here's one for subscribers. Lench Mob sounds good. Looking forward to seeing next stream. No worries at all, Lench Mob. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into Red Dead. We're up to chapter 5. At the end of last stream, that's where we got up to. And I just did up until the point where you can actually have like a makeshift camp. So we're still very early in chapter 5. But yeah, I think I'll probably finish it this weekend. The timing might work out like that. Exactly, Casper. Exactly. We've got plans. Lots of plans. Hey, AC. Thanks for dropping in. Hope you have a good one. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Hope you have a good one. Next stream you'll see from me will be Red Dead 2. Next Monday, we'll be getting back to Tomb Raider 2. Thanks for watching. Until next time.